Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone on today? I want to bring you some information on, I know that people have been talking about this. Bootsy came out and spoke on this at some point when it all broke, and when the Gay Pride Parade was in San Francisco in 2019, and I believe that Dwayne Wade was away at that time playing basketball, and his wife, current wife, was in San Francisco with their son, who actual legal name is Zion. So make that clear. And we know that he is now uh, going by Zaya, which has not legally been changed. Uh, and he's still a boy because he has not had the assignment. Okay, so this is what it is, and let's just speak some facts. And so, however, Dwayne Wade's ex-wife, Siovaughn Funches-Wade, she is stating, she alleges that Dwayne is exploiting their son's gender change for money. Now, it is in a court battle, his ex, Siobhan, to keep their child, I'm going to say TG child, from having gender reassignment surgery. Now, there are certain things we can say on YouTube and certain things, they frown upon. But because of my spiritual beliefs, and I believe that God created man and woman, I will not be using uh, the pronoun because I don't believe in that. And so I going to use TG child, okay? And that should be okay, to get through this video, because I cannot say something that does not exist and is not so. It doesn't matter, uh, how much changes you do, but if you're born who you are, you're born who you are. And we know that even Kris Jenner, no, excuse me, Bruce Jenner, not Kris Jenner, oh Lord, Bruce Jenner came out and spoke about how he regrets what he's done. And I'm not saying everyone will regret whatever their choices are. But because of my spiritual beliefs, and I believe in the Bible and from Genesis, to Revelation, and so therefore, I'm not here to put anyone down, but I am going to speak, the truth, because I can't, like I said, and very well in my spirit and soul, say something that isn't so. And so I know we in the world, and the people are doing things in the world, but God has some standards for believers. And so as a believer in God's word and in the Bible, I have to stick with saying TG child. For that reason, I will stick with that, to be respectful. And that's, to be respectful, not to be sarcastic, not to, but to, you know. So anyway, let's get into this. Siovaughn Funches-Wade, the ex-wife of former Miami Heat guard Dwayne Wade, filed legal documents this week in a Florida court to prevent their 15-year-old TG child from having gender reassignment surgery. Now, Wade's ex believes that their TG child is too young to make the decision on the being, and reasons that no changes should go forward until 18 years of age. Now, court documents reportedly show that Siobhan believes her ex-husband is pressuring their TG child to have the name changed and gender changed because he's making a financial profit. Now, that's really sad that you will pressure your biological child or any child to change their name, have a surgery before they turn an age of considered an adult, which is 18 here in America, to about because it's a money grab or a financial gain. And that's not good, Dwayne. And this is alleged, everyone. This is all alleged, but this is definitely just not good. It's really sad. If this is the case, it's sad that you would pressure a child, and it's actually your child. So I'm wondering if all of this from the beginning was just a promotion, because it looked like that's what, his current wife was doing when I saw that back then. Like she was promoting something, and the fact that he came home and spoke about it that one time after school one day, and all of a sudden it was on, instead of trying to, sit down and have these conversations, and then, and I think that, you know, as parents, we want to love our children no matter what as parents. And I know, again, Bootsy came out, little Bootsy, and spoke on it, and I think about, Magic Johnson, with his son coming out, but they were able to, have some, I believe, some restrictions and reins on that until he was 18. So this is all, just it's really a lot. It really is a lot, with all of this. But anyway, she says that Siovaughn court statement reads, "I have concerns that Dwayne may be pressuring our child to move forward with the name and gender change in order to capitalize on the financial opportunities that he has received from companies." And we saw that about a year or two ago, where they were making the child, trying to make him the poster child, the poster child, the face of the movement. We saw that. That they're trying to make him the face of the movement. And we have to think, are we really doing the best for our children when we get caught up in the standards of the world? When we get caught up in greed, money, grabs? Are we really doing the best for our children when it comes to their emotional health, their mental state? Are we really doing the best for them? We might say that we are at times, but are we really doing that, or is it really about trying to make his child the poster board, the face of the movement, and to make money and capitalize? Because if companies are reaching out to you, it's easy to get caught up in that if your feet are not planted firmly on a foundation. But I don't know what foundation that they, believe in. I'm not here to judge anyone, but I don't know what their beliefs are. So I can't get into that, because I'm not here to put anybody's beliefs down. I'm not. And so I won't do that. But I, follow the stories, and I don't always say anything about some of these stories, because you will be all day on social media, and I don't have time to be on social media all day. But however, certain things, I'd like to talk about and bring to you, because this is a particular situation I know that was in the news, and it was a touchy situation, and people spoke on it, and people are concerned. And but if you are doing something about pushing your child to do something, change their name, have a gender reassignment, surgery for money, and this is alleged, and this is what the ex-wife is saying, and that he has full custody, Dwayne, and she's supposed to have visitation rights. And I felt a certain kind of way about that also, because, I understand, people had their statements and made comments and stuff, but a mother is a mother. She bore those children, and she should be a part of their life. And if the court agreement, court custody court agreement states that she has say so in, say so in things, then that should be respected, right? Just like we want men to be respected in when they're facing, custody issues and child support situations and different things like that, custody battles and, and everything. We want women to get what they allegedly deserve or supposed to have. And I think it goes both ways. She should be able to co-parent with this man. But there's a lot of stuff that happened with the situation, and there's a lot of stories out there and what happened and here and there and pointing fingers and all that. And we won't know unless we were there. So, it's hard to get into that and try to speculate. But however, this exploiting allegedly of your child for money, if that's the case, that's a sad situation. And I salute her for standing up and, standing up and being involved to be able to respond and not let things just go, and ignore, ignore them, don't ignore them, respond, be a part of it. That is your child that you bore, that you carried in your womb for, for those months as a pregnant female, you carried this child. And so you should have some say so regarding this child, your child. And you can actually go to her Instagram page because they had listed something about her. And she has an Instagram page as well. She has her PhD now. She's went back to school and she's, I believe, she's, made some significant strides and changes in her life. I don't know her personally, but that's good news. And she more than likely is smarter than she was. There's different decisions that she's made, and stuff like that. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. When you can level up and you can learn from your mistakes and move forward, and things like that. But we got to stay prayerful for all the stuff that's going on with people in the world. And when it comes to children, you see adults manipulating their children and exploiting the children on so many levels for money. And so she goes on to say, Funches-Wade's lawyer, Mark Gross, reiterated that companies such as Disney and others will land him a large windfall if the gender change were to take place. Now, Wade's ex also stated that the former basketball star admitted he could make a financial gain from their child's gender reversal. She states this matter has been highly reported in the media, and there will likely be media pressure on the minor child. Dwayne told me that he intended to make our child very famous due to the name and gender issue, and also informed me that there would be endorsements, contracts associated therewith. And so if they were having this conversation, him and her, Dwayne and Siovaughn, he probably did tell her those things. He probably told her the benefits that he saw, and promote and believe. He shared that with her. I believe he did. Now, I could be wrong. This is alleged. But I believe he shared with her the benefits. Because when she objected, because, when we object to something, people tend to, defend their position or their stance or defend what they're trying to convince you of. And so he probably did tell her that. When she said, no, I rejected that. I don't want that to happen. The child's not 18 yet. This is our child that we made together. And no. And he probably told her, yeah, but this is what could take place. Blah, 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 So I believe that's a big possibility in that, conversation that they had. And so she also is concerned that she has a lack of involvement with their TG child and is concerned about the health and well-being of their child. And like I was saying, we got to be concerned about the mental and emotional health of children. I don't know Dwayne and financial status, his wealth. I don't go digging in that, but the thing is that he made a lot of wealth and he had endorsements. He's retired now and he's doing other things, But you know, him and his current wife have a prenup as well. That's what I read, that they have a prenup so they can, you know, keep their own, you know, individual property that they came into the relationship with. She has her stuff going on. He has his. But again, you know, he has two sons and he was raising his nephew, you know, and now the son, you know, associates with TG and goes by a different name, even though it has not been legally done. So let's just keep that, you know, in mind when we are talking about children's well-being and their emotional health. And then you have adults, you know, that have to raise children. You know, most children can't raise themselves on their own unless they become emancipated, and they have to do that through the courts to show that they're able to take care of themselves and make mature, responsible decisions and things like that. And there's other stuff involved when they go before a judge, but that's not the case in this child's situation. He still resides at home with his parents, and we have a parent now that is concerned about what the other parent is doing, allegedly, you know, involving or engaging themselves in exploitation of their child that they bore together. Okay, so decisions such as changing one's gender before they have even reached 18 without the mother's involvement are something that's tremendously bothered her, according to legally filed documents. Their child was born genetically male and began identifying as the other at the age of 12. If you all remember when he came home and said after school one day, if you've been following it, you read the story, and said what he said, you know, and then and so the child has had the open and full support of, you know, the father and the current wife, actress Gabrielle Union Wade, ever since. And we did see that too, and they spoke out about it. We saw all of that, you know, so we don't have to, you know, go back to that. And then, you know, they took, or I saw Gabrielle there. I didn't see him there. From my understanding, I stand corrected if I'm wrong. You can tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. But I understood that he was away playing basketball when she took him to that Pride Parade in 2019. You know, but you know, so it might have been, you know, but I just know that there was a parade and that I saw her there with him. Um, and I think that the mother is right. I think I support, I've never met her before, but I support Mrs. Siovaughn Funches-Wade. I support her in that. I think that the child should wait until he becomes an adult, because sometimes people grow up when they, you know, and regret that they've done it. Look at Bruce Jenner. He regretted it, and he talked about that. Um, you know, and then there are some people that have a comment that he's already made a fortune, but then, you know, and he's trying to capitalize or explore to make a fortune off his child. But I think that children should be children, you know, and is it really supporting the child when he has money to support his child? So when you say, well, he's just supporting his child, well, he's supposed to support his child. He's supposed to financially support his child, and he's made millions doing it, supporting his child. So what's wrong with waiting until the child is 18 to come out and decide if that's what he really wants to do, this child, um, and stuff like that. And I do believe that, honestly, because I don't believe in what's going on with this situation. I don't believe in that. And that's, like I said, you know, my stance. And I'm not here to put other people down and judge them. But I do believe that I believe differently. And so I wish that she would have gotten custody of, you know, joint actual custody of her children instead of visitation at the time. So I don't know what her actual custody is at this point, because there was a time when they gave him full custody, and she had stated in an interview one time, Miss Funches-Wade, that she couldn't even see her children. And at one time she was seeing them at, Dwayne came out and said actually she was seeing them at a hotel and things like that. So I really believe that I was hoping that she would be able to get her children back, and I know she said that at one time that she was hopeful of that. You know, again, she went back to school, she's changed her life around, she's made some significant strides in her life, and things like that. And so I just believe, and I'm gonna just be honest, I'm gonna say, in my opinion, I believe that his current wife was the groomer. I believe she was actually the groomer in this, and that he went along with it to appease her. And remember, she could not have children of her own. And I'm not, here to put her down on that, but she was very open about that. Her and him did an interview on the Oprah Winfrey. They did an interview, with her, not on there, but with her on Oprah Winfrey podcast or whatever she has. They did an interview, and she talked about, in his articles out there, but she talked about how she had, multiple, miscarriages. And so that their daughter, Kavia, was born by surrogate. We do realize that and know that was born by surrogate. And I think that sometimes there is some manipulation that goes on, and certain things that happen in relationships might even enhance, the manipulation. And some things came out that she said she liked doing. And so sometimes people get caught up in things, and her being 10 years older than him, 9 to 10 years old, because she just turned 50, and I believe he's 40 now. And so sometimes older people, and let's just keep it real, because we have so much to say about older men being with young women, but we have an older woman 10 years older than him being with him. And sometimes there's a lot of manipulation that goes on, and control. And people can say what they want to say. Please don't come and attack me. But we do this a lot when it comes to men. A lot of people have a problem with older men being with younger women. Look what happened with the RSK situation. Everybody, had something to say about that. But then when it comes to older women being with younger men, people promote that. Oh, girl, you got it like that. If you can get a young man, they promote all that stuff. And girl, you look good for your age. Excuse me. And if you can get a young man, go ahead. A lot of that is promoted. It's like double standard. And I'm just speaking some real facts, some real stuff here. It's like double standards. And it's some facts too, because we've seen it out here where people do promote that. But then they'll put down an older man that wants to be with a younger woman. And some people say, yeah, but RSK was with young. Well, you know what? I didn't see that in the trial. I didn't see that they were like that. I saw some of age, of consent, and some folks that went around lying about their age for many years too. That's what I saw, but this is not about him, but all I'm saying is that a lot of times people have double standards, because they'll put standards up on a man when it comes to a younger woman that's of age, but they won't put standards up on a older woman with a young man that's of age. They won't put standards on that. And so I think there was a lot of grooming that his current wife did. In my opinion, I believe that she did a lot of grooming, and I seen it. And I even said something to a couple of friends and family members off of, social media, because, we have family, we have friends that we can engage with in smart, intelligent conversations. And I believe there was some grooming going on. I believe he fell for the okie doke. And so, when Lil Boosie spoke out about it, he voiced his opinion about it. And she might have to go, I'm going to tell you the truth. She might have to go all the way up to the Supreme Court with this, because right now that's what they're doing. They are, supporting all of that. So anyway, leave your comments below, your respectful comments. Let me know what you think about this. If it was your situation, what would you do about it? If it was a family member or a friend that you knew, close friend that you was comfortable speaking to on this. But just let me know with your respectful comments, what do you think about this? Okay, you guys, and thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video and share it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber. And thank you all again for my new subscribers. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. And so just want to get that out there. But yeah, you know, not trying to come in a bad way, but just really want to keep an open mind about things that happen, these social issues and situations that we are watching that's happening and playing out in the real world. God bless you all on today.